Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in a while because I have been graduating. I passed my permit test, and I've been partying. So, um, we're gonna do another story time today, and I'll be posting more because I'm graduated now, and it's summer, and blah blah blah, and you know. Let's get into it. I just want to start off by saying I know this guy. We've talked about this. He thought it was funny that I made a story time the first time, and I deleted that because I don't know why I fucking deleted that, but I'm gonna film it again because it was a good story, just like the stalker one. But let's get into this. He's a cool guy. He's living his best life. No hard feelings. I was just stupid in this story. I was like a crazy overreacting bitch. Setting is like a year ago, September, and it was my friend Tiffany. She has a friend, Audrey. I probably shouldn't even be saying real names. Audrey's having a birthday party, and I was talking to Tiffany, and she was like, "Oh yeah, there's this gay guy going, blah blah blah. Let's call him Mike. His name's Mike. Oh, his name's Mike. This guy named Mike's going. Like, you should go. Like, I wish you were invited." So I texted Audrey, and this is like so stupid. Please don't ever do this. Don't invite yourself to a party. So I asked her if I could come. I did bring her a gift though, so don't hate me too much, you know? So, just so I could see this guy. So I added this guy before the party, like a week before the party, and I started texting. We talked about Audrey and blah, blah, blah. And we would text, we would snap, we would just like, how was your day? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then the day the party comes, I go with Tiffany to this party. And I'm sitting there, I'm talking to everyone. I know like literally no one. They're all from like 2 school districts over. And Mike shows up. Mike like sits like maybe like a foot or two away from me and Tiffany, and it was really awkward, really awkward. And Mike would always leave me on like delivered or open, and it was really awkward. So he came over, you know, because he's a bigger person than I fucking am. He was like, "I don't want it to be awkward and stuff. I'm like, it's nice to see you in person and stuff, blah blah blah." So party goes on. We talk actually in person. Pretty cool guy. And tells me about him, how he came out stuff. Recently he just came out, blah, blah, blah. And we started a fire, and we were all taking pictures and stuff. And I'll see if I can find the picture, and I'll block out his face. But, you know. It was like we were taking pictures in front of the sunset. So, I think, like, he's pretty cute and stuff. We talk. Then we sit around a campfire. And there's, like, no chairs. Like, there's no chairs left. He got a chair, my friend got a chair, like, everyone else got a chair, and I'm, like, the only one standing other than this other bitch. And so he's like, "Oh, you could just, like, sit on my lap." So I literally sat on his lap. He asked me, okay, I'm not gonna say it like that. He offered for me to sit on his lap. So I sat on his lap. I'm, like, a heavy-ass bitch, so I was, like, trying to, like, lift myself off the chair, like, the entire time. And then this bitch, this fucking homewrecker, it's not a homewrecker. We weren't even dating, but comes along with a chair. So now I have to like get off his lap. And then a couple minutes pass and stuff like that, and I'm like so bored. And then he goes, "Yo, I have to go to the bathroom. Do you want to come with?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I would take this as flirting. Let me know if you would not take this as flirting. With like someone you've texted and stuff. So we go to the bathroom. I'm getting a water. He's going to the bathroom, and we kind of just stood inside, and it was kind of awkward. And then we left the inside, and we went back to the fire. Nothing else happened. Oh, well, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. God, I forgot about this. We go into this girl's basement. We're pulling up TikToks on this, like, big-ass TV, and it's all my TikToks. And if you go back, some of my TikToks are cringy as fuck. So, just him seeing me in some of these TikToks, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, and this is like, I'm just done. Like, I was literally like, I can't. Like, I'm just done. And I said goodbye to him. We said goodnight. Me and Tiffany left. So then the next morning we were texting, blah, blah, blah. I was at like a doctor's appointment. And so for the next like week or two, we started texting, blah, 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 stuff like that. So it was just kind of like regular conversation, like, how was your day? What are you doing? What you up to? And like a week or two later, when he snapped me, he was like he posted that he was with a guy in a hot tub, and I was like, maybe it's just a friend. So this is where it fucks me up, because like he was flirting with me, unless like I'm just thinking this is flirting, like asking to sit on his lap and then asking me to go to the bathroom with him and texting for like 2 weeks straight. So he posted on a story, this guy, I'm like, maybe it's a friend, and I go to his Instagram, they posted a picture in the hot tub, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's like weird, but I guess people are allowed to have friends and like straight friends. I just guess I was like, maybe gay people don't have straight friends. And he seemed like not straight. So I think it was like a day or two after that where my friend, I literally woke up and I was like, hello. And it was like 9 a.m. My friend calls me and she's like, you need to look at Mike's Instagram story. And it was a picture of him and the guy from the hot tub like kissing on the cheek. Now it's just me, or it could not just be me. But if you're flirting with someone, asking them to sit on your lap, texting them for 2 weeks straight, I don't think you should lead them on, you know? And so I found out that he was dating this guy that he was in the hot tub with, and they were dating when he was flirting with me, but he wanted to make him like jealous. So at this point I'm a pawn. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I just completely like flip shit. I'm listening to Heather by Conan Gray. It was that time. So I'm like, fuck. What the fuck? And we would FaceTime too. Like we would FaceTime, like he told me about school, stuff like that. And he has a boyfriend. So it was like, once I moved to Pennsylvania, that's where I'm at now, and I was in New York, we made up when I was coming back to New York for a party at my friend Morgan and Emma's. So it was like a New Year's party, and I invited him to hang out with me and my friend Emma and Morgan. So it was really, really awkward. He had, I think him and his boyfriend did break up at like in between these two time periods. So when we were hanging out, he had his arm around me. I don't think it was anything like, I was gonna take this with a grain of salt because I know how the past has been. So I put my hand on his leg and nothing happened. And so we just finished the movie and stuff like that, said bye, and he was gonna come like 2 days later for a party for New Year's. And so he came then, and we were talking, and he posted on someone on a story, and this guy's name was, let's say, like, John. So Mike posted John on his story and, like, shouting him out for some shit, like, and I added him on Snapchat, because, like, this guy's flirting with me again. Mike is flirting with me again. Arm around the hand. He was telling me to invite him to this party I'm going to, and, or not arm around my hand, arm around my, like, shoulders, like, you know, and asking if we can hang out. So I'm, like, very confused at why he's putting this kind of story. And I find out, like, I text him, I'm like, how do you know, like, Mike and shit? And he was like, oh, we're, like, talking, I guess. And I'm like, oh, really? And I'm like, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's funny, because, like, we're talking, too. But this is also my psychotic bitch side, where, like, he put his arm around me. He wants to hang out with me. Like, I would just think this is flirting. If I'm crazy, let me know. But we text, and, like, then this whole thing happens where John tells Mike that he's like, oh, you're talking to someone else on the side, like, blah, 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 like, and then he calls me and he's like, hey, I just want to say I'm sorry for leading you on. Mike calls me, by the way. And he's with Audrey again. So Mike's like, I shouldn't have led you on. I really, like, look up to you. I want to be your friend. And I'm like, okay, but that's not what friends do. I mean, some do. I don't fucking know how friendships go. But he's like, yeah, so I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to be friends. And I was like, okay, like, I guess forgiven, fucking forget. And so this party goes to New Year's. And so we go to this New Year's party. We weren't ourselves, I'll say that. So, I hang out with Mike Originally John was gonna come, but then he didn't. So Audrey, Mike, a bunch of other people were there. None of us were really ourselves. So I'm like talking to Mike. I'm like, I really liked you, like blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm so sorry, like I didn't mean to do that. And he's like grabbing me by the shoulders. I'm like, I'm so sorry, and like we hug and stuff. And then, mind you, he's talking to this guy. Oh my god. He's talking to this guy, and we start cuddling. Like, we're on the ground, like, fucking scissoring. No, we're not scissoring. But, like, our arms, like, are across each other. Our legs are across each other. We're on the ground. And, like, oh my gosh. Like, we, like, were cuddling. Or just, like, holding each other, kind of. So, we talk and stuff like that. We have selfies. And then I start kissing him on the forehead. Watching this back, I now see how I'm a bad person for this one part. Maybe not a bad person, just bad actions. Bad actions, yeah. And, like, this was terrible. Like, so, after this, we literally do not talk. But then me and John keep talking. Me and John become, like, kind of close FaceTime friends. I learn about, like, his college, his high school, like, blah, blah, blah. And we actually become really good friends. And that is it to this day. Me and John kind of grew apart, but I know Mike, and he's cool, living his best life. But, yeah, so to sum up the story, he flirted with me, led me on, didn't tell me he had a boyfriend, made up with me, then flirted with me again, didn't tell me he was talking to someone else, didn't tell me he wasn't interested, led me on again, and then I don't know what the ending is. Like, the ending was just so messy. It was like messy Mondays. Like, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see another story time, let me know. If you want to see something else, let me know. Let me know what you want to see down in the comments. Share with your friends, family, and anyone else who may want to watch me. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Oh, fuck me.